visiting the Grice Corner. I am Chandra Grice. I want to know where that was from when I walked over here. If you haven't seen this, this was formerly the Grice Convos, but this is just a blog. We talk about everything, whatever conversations we might have had prior, during the week, things of that sort, people we share it, whatever. If it crosses our mind, we bring it to you. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can subscribe, like, favorite, save, do whatever it is you want to do. If you want to talk to us about something that we discuss, we talk back. It is posted as public. It goes all over wherever you want it to go. If you're in Germany right now, hello, hello, hello. Please subscribe and make it your favorite, and visit us when you are on those night shifts, when you are sitting in the car waiting for your kids to come out of any recital or practice for a recital or whatever it is that you do. We there with you. Every walk of life is in this group, and you know, we get it. We really get it. This forum is all over the place. There is no more set whatever. We're going to talk about whatever it is, however it is, whatever it is that you possibly inbox or list that you want to talk about, we're going to talk about. Right now, we're talking about BET. I'm loving it. BET seems like it's on its comeback. It was on a hiatus for some, many that I know, for a little while, because I can't watch the same thing over and over. Plus videos, I love them. I play with my kids. I try to do whatever it is that they do, but it's certain things I'm good. I can hear the songs. You're not going to beat me in the head with the same people on rotation. And you're not going to make me like something that I don't necessarily like because you keep on, and then I'm singing a song and don't know what. You're not going to do that. But they do have things that we have been calling, blogging, writing to them, asking them for every age group. Young, old, male, female. So, young people, don't tune this out. Don't hit that button and be like, oh boy, here she go. Don't do it, because this is for everybody. If you ever saw the Grice Convos, it's every group in this household. Excuse me, we talk to every group. So don't tune us out right this moment. They finally are doing talk forums and educational programs, trying to push the programming in. And I was reading something and speaking to someone about this situation, and I believe she's the owner, Deborah Lee, of this network. And she was saying, we ask for it, and then when they give it to us, we don't watch it. The ratings are horrible, and then what happens, they got to pull it off. The shows that I've been seeing, the things that they're trying to do, thank you. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to, you know, tell people I watch this channel. Before, I wasn't going to do it because I really wasn't watching it. Cotton Fields. Oh, boy. Okay, I've seen a cotton field before. Not physically, like live. I've never been in a cotton field. Excuse me. I've never been in a cotton field. But you kind of just dismiss it because it's not something that pertains to us. It's not something that we have to do, things of that sort. But I watched the movie, and in it they had people in a cotton field, and they showed this is where it changes. Young people, stay with me, please, for a second. It showed how vast a cotton field was. That was already one thing. If you never, just Google it for a second. Then it showed, and I don't want different ethnic groups to go anywhere because it's gonna tie in. I know it's a little long, just hold on. Then it showed how the person had to pick the cotton. And this is not, I don't get on that grandstand, I'm not bashing. I'm just talking about where I was at. It showed how the person had to pick it. It showed what they carried, a bag. They showed how they had to have a rhythm to pick this cotton. Now, ladies, this is to keep everybody together. If you ever received a flower, a rose, and I hope we all have, excuse me, I have a cold, everybody. And I hope you have picked up a rose, it has a thorn on it. For men or anyone else who hasn't, if you take a needle and you stick your finger, you don't prick it to bleed. But just imagine pushing something before your skin will break. Now imagine picking this cotton every single day, bent over in the whatever, trying to not have calluses, cut up fingers, and fill a full bag with no pebbles in it. They weighed it according to how much true cotton in there was in there, and how much rocks were, like how much you didn't pick up rocks or whatever. It was, and then they took your wages if it was a certain amount of rocks. It was incredible. I didn't know. I never put myself in that place, and I definitely didn't understand in that sense to where I still don't get it because I didn't have to experience it, but to where I understand now, and that brought me to empathy. From 20 to 30, when I say I did it, woo! But I digress. But after 30, after you have crossed, you know, some people get there before. Everybody gets there at different times. So please, I'm not using it as an excuse, and I'm not making it an excuse for many. I'm saying that different people from different walks of life get to where they have to go at different times. And after 30, you start to develop certain things, and you can feel differently. You ever seen the old people like, don't hit my corn, don't hit my corn? I don't have no corn. But I could imagine from me stubbing my toe whenever in the middle of the night, you know that feeling? Then imagine how their corn feel. Imagine how their back feel. Imagine how their fingers feel. It was incredible, and that is called empathy. And for those who don't have it, from young to old, all I'm saying is, because that might be a word that has never been discussed, it is discussed now, and share it. Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes. And if I had never done it before, after a certain age I started doing it, but now, because it was never discussed with certain people or in certain households and things of that sort, I share. That was something for me. It put some perspective. Old Pride. I saw a picture thumbing through my page. They had a picture of older people from a certain area, region, dressed, and it was the picture, it was the presentation, it was where they were at, how they looked, how they left their houses, the styles, all of it. And it was incredible. And I said, there's no more old pride. You know, it's not always good to have, and I know firsthand, but have some type of something. Listen, my group, it was punk rock. My mother's group, it was the hippies. You know, it's different things. Right now, I guess it's the Lady Gaga group. You know, every generation is going to have something. But have a little bit of, you know, a little bit of pride with you. And it doesn't, I'm not going to say it is there or it's not there. All I can say is, let's just remember to have that. That's a good conversation to have. Let's remember to have some old pride. You know, when they say, I wouldn't care if I didn't have nothing to eat. I wouldn't ask that person for nothing to eat. That's called old pride. Now, you're hungry, but would you crawl to go get that meal, or you skip it? That's what they mean by that. And it was just a presentation, and I just said, I don't see a little bit of, you know, I don't see old pride. And that could be from any group. That, you know, pardon if there's a hand gesture and it's uncomfortable for you, or pardon if this is something that you've never had to hear before, or a certain way that you had to hear it, but it's something that maybe people need to talk about. You ain't got no pride about yourself? I wonder how many people ever heard that. Charity riding. Charity riding. I'm not taking away from charities. I'm not saying nothing negative. I do walk. I've said that many times before. I do give. I'm talking about everybody got a foundation. Everybody got a whatever. Everybody's figured out right now that it's a tax write-off. You know, all types of whatever. I give no matter what. I have a girlfriend who cycles out her clothing and her life and her whatever, and there's no tax write-off for that. She's not getting any financial anything from that. I've been doing that my whole life. It is not important. I do not need that anymore. Why are we holding that? I don't need this bag of food that is in here. Yes, it is going to be a time that I may need it. However, I'm pretty sure it's going to be there. You know why? Because I made sure that I gave this man 2 bags of food, and it ain't nobody business. So all that charity, and yeah, I walked, and I do this now, and I do that. It was a time when there weren't a lot of charity walks. And nobody was talking about it. I was walking in. I don't have AIDS. I don't really know anybody close up besides I think I had an uncle But I don't know anyone who passed away from AIDS personally, one-on-one. I had to visit and things that I saw. But I know I done walked in that AIDS walk many a time when it was not popular, and by myself. And I've taken my children. If you're going to do what you're going to do it, and everybody don't need to know what you did. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that everybody that gives doesn't give from the heart. I'm talking about now pay attention to what's around you and see how everybody got a foundation. Just do your job. Do your job. Cornbread Earl and me, I don't even know why that's on here. I want to talk about my girlfriends. I have a girlfriend named Tammy and one named Tanisha. And what happened was, I had my self-imposed sabbatical. I am one. This old pride. There's no reason for you to be around people if you're not in your right space. And my girlfriend called and said, listen, let's get up and let's go visit our other girlfriend. Nah, let's do it next weekend. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I had another girlfriend who was coming to see me, and I was making sure my house was in order from top to bottom for her. My house is never out of order that it can't be fixed real quick. But when I say I was going under, she's going to be as comfortable if she decides she wants to stay here for 2 weeks. That she ain't got to flinch and be like, can I touch this? What's this? What's that? It was in order for her. However, she did not make it. And my girlfriend said, no, we're going today. Sometimes you need people to push you in places that you don't want to be. And I was thankful to her. And I had a great time with the 2 ladies that I needed to be with, because all I did was laugh. We always share. I am a sharer. But I laugh anyway. I laugh in the house by myself because everything is funny. But all I did was laugh. And I always talk about acknowledging people in your life, and I didn't get a chance to talk to them, to acknowledge that. But my girlfriend said, you're going to get up and go with me, because this is the time that we need to do it. When people learn about energy and vibes, and if something doesn't fit, don't force it, and things of that sort, you'll understand where I'm coming from. That was the time that needed to happen, and it was great. And I'm better for it. And I love them. Seniority in the media, I think that was about Sue Simmons and someone else. I can't remember. But I do know it was a reference to watching the difference in the media. I'm not aging myself. I don't want people to think, okay, she's tripping. Young people, stay with me. Google, I'm not advertising, is great. Ask. There are different search engines. When you watch certain news anchors, certain newscasts, male or female, the way they do the news is completely different from right now. I'm going to say I enjoy the media right now. Is hilarious. Hilarious. They're trying to reach out to everybody. They playing music in the day and night. And they, doing all types of wild stuff. I guess like people need to loosen up. Don't get too loose. Y'all saying things on TV that they ain't got no business saying, and things of that sort. That was the purpose of my seniority in the media. It's just certain journalists that I don't think would ever do some of the things that are going on right now. I'm enjoying it. For those who are in my age group, and if the younger people don't know, just because I want them to see the difference. It's always a learning process, old and young. And all I'm saying is just look at it. Just look at it. The comparison. That's all. I had a few things on here that was real touchy. I know people are going to be mad, but learned behavior. They were talking about this conversation's been going on for all of 2012 about the catty female shows, the foolishness that's being put on, across the air. You can never take it back because it's out there now. You can't get rid of that stuff, and that's what's messed up. And I had to say, this is a learned behavior. When you're young, there's certain conversations that are going on, and before the conversation gets started, the elder female or male in the room says, go leave the room. Because you don't need to be in the room while these people having this conversation. They about to gossip about somebody. They about to tell somebody business or put somebody in their place. But you are removed from the room. There is no longer any of that. And now, from my generation, from the 40s, so that's the 70s something and up. people were starting to tell their kids everything. Your kids ain't your friends. A lot of us have, people have their kids young, and there's certain things that they've showed their kids. And now what are you doing? You speaking about the person in front of them in a different language. You talking to family, like, it's crazy. And then you don't understand why it's on TV, because it's been going on for a long time. It is a learned behavior. You take the good and you go to it, or you take the bad and you indulge in it. I chose for this only, I'm going to say this part, because I know I have lived and illed out. That part right there, I took with me. You know what? I'm not going to be part of that. So I can't trip when I see it on TV. I'm hurt. I'm shocked. But it's been going on for a long time that women are nasty, catty. Now, I'm starting to see males do a lot of things. Males are talking about females like they are females. I know people are going to be hot, and I do apologize in advance if this doesn't apply to you. Let it fly. That was the catty females and the learned behavior. I had a topic on here, you don't like her for what? But I guess that probably said it all. Bandwagon hopping. Bandwagon hopping. You heard, I heard, but now such and such told me, and I'm sorry for those who don't speak like this. This is how people speak. Maybe in close quarters, but please believe me, it goes on. So therefore, because that person heard it, or that's how they feel, you falling back a little bit and they seeming a little different. Bandwagon hopping, for real? You can't think past go. You can't. If the cash register stopped working, do you know how much change you get back? So that means you thought for yourself, right? Same thing applies. Stop bandwagon hopping. For real. Mass thinking. It's all the same thing. Because these four people feel this way, whether you know whether it's true or not, whether you got it from the horse's mouth, whether anything or whatever it is, everybody's on that bandwagon. There was a story that just happened within the past 2 weeks. A young lady's on a prominent ABC show. The mother, which I do believe this is true, and I'm not speaking from any personal experience, I'm just saying before I say this. The mother has had a situation with her oldest child who was removed from her home. The younger child calls and says she's having problems with the mother also. What do? They remove the child and they place her with the older sister. The son says, not my mother. Watching television, people blogging, it was said, if the mother, if it happened once, it probably, no, if the first child said it, it probably was true. Or whatever it was. The point that was bugging me out though was how the media was, when I say dragging this lady, it was so crazy. I believe it too. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, it was the mass media, the mass thinking. Think for yourself. If you have a teenage child, male or female, you already know how that goes. Both children were about the age of 14. You already know how that goes. All I'm saying is weigh both sides, number one. Secondly, think for yourself. When the register goes out, do the math yourself. Think for yourself. Don't come at me, please. It's the truth. Do you tell? Do you tell? This was about, you see your man or female, husband, wife, boyfriend, the sister, the brother, whatever, out with someone else. Or you know for a fact that they are creeping. Do you tell? This has been this is an ageless question. And I speak from personal experience. And I'm going to say this, and I hope that, now this is one that I'm going to push. I'm going to push this one. Tell it. And I'm going to tell you why. You may lose some people you care for, acquaintances, friends, whatever. You may get drugged because he or she is going to drag you to that person. However, you never want to be the person that they say, why didn't you tell me? You're going to have to bear that cross. And I'm not saying, I don't get on the soapbox, and I'm not saying climb up on that cross and all of that extra. I am saying, no. You know, people always say that's their relationship and you should mind your business. If this is somebody close to you, no matter what happens with them, they're going to look at you differently. Because you looked me in my face and you couldn't share that with me. You didn't think I was strong enough. You couldn't find a way to tell me. You were party to it. And when it's all said and done and they finish being mad and they stay with them, they're going to stay. After you tell them and they've gotten over being mad, they're going to love you. You know why? Because the person's going to get caught later. Trust me, they're going to get caught. Try it. Find out. I done walked in these shoes, so I can say whatever I want to say. You know, that not telling hurts a lot of people. You know, that people tell you mind your business in that sense. It's hard. That's a hard call to make. But I'm going to just say, from my personal experience, I'd rather be all of them things and tell it. Because I don't want to be the person that you sit me down later and say, you couldn't. That's a harder conversation for me to have than him talking about, yo, I'll be whatever you want me to be. You better stay over there and deal with her. I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell. I'm telling. Yeah, she'll resent you. They're going to tell their mate, pillow talk is ill. Females, you out there pillow talking with your man about your girlfriend, right? She loose, she hot, what her finances look like, whoever she dealing with right now. Personal experience, and that not necessarily just mine, but from, you know, acquaintances, friends, and you know, dealing with some things in life. He's gonna holler at her. You ain't think about that, right? You keep telling her about what? When you get a house, she's gonna get an apartment. When y'all come back from Hawaii, they going to Cancun. Because you keep telling all of your business. Listen, you better stop talking so much. Her finances, she coming up a little bit. She dressing a little different. Now, you might have whatever. She, you know, a few steps lower. It's whatever they can provide for. And your girlfriend, she's telling him all your business. Because she... Don't do that. There's nothing that we need to talk about. There's nothing that you don't need to tell your man everything, especially about your girlfriend. That's the most shiesty, grimy thing you could do. It's for a female to tell her friend something, and she go back and tell her man. Now, he looking at you sideways, and you don't know whether to mace him, buzz him, or whatever goes with that. Y'all better think about that. And a lot of people can't figure out why things played out, how he bumped into, why she got, or whatever. Take another look. With that, people, I hope you subscribe, you like, you watch this later. I hope you blog and wild out on me. I don't even mind. You know why? Because you was with me. And you were in the Grice Corner. Mwah, 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 mwah.